Hello and welcome to day 9 of Inktober Tangles challenge. I'm Anissa, a CZT from Croatia, and thank you for being here with me. Today's tangle is another tangle that uses the letter S for its construction. It's called Sumu by Lin Chiu. It's a very versatile tangle, and if you look at the step outs that Lin has prepared, you will find several ways to draw it. But because I have drawn these S snack by Thomas that look very much like S, I will choose a way to draw it which is maybe a little bit different, or I will choose one of the ways that she proposed to draw, starting with kind of a diamond shape. And you can see how I'm fearlessly drawing this diamond shape. And then I will add to each of these corners a shape that basically looks like a section of tangle snack too. So these two go very well with each other. And you can see that I'm just rotating the tile and adding these shapes as I go. And it's not like a perfect shape, you can see. It's not a perfect shape. And you can see how if you follow the line like this, you can see that it's basically an S shape. So four S shapes that were born out of doing only 4 of these halves of S shapes, which is really, really cute and interesting. So we started with a letter S, and now we are going to continue with the letter U. And this is why it's called Sumu. So letter U. So I'm going, retracing this ending of the letter S and drawing the letter U. And then I will add another letter, which is letter M. So I will only connect these shapes by drawing this. It's like drawing, you can see maybe a stylized letter M. It's very ornamental and cute. Here I don't have space for the whole thing, so I'm trying to be mindful about how I place it. It has this radial design, almost like a mandala. Now that I have these spaces between the tangles, I will ink them in. And I don't know still what I will use to fill this central space. Maybe another aura line, and then do some coffering. It's what we call coffering in Zentangle. Not only in Zentangle, obviously it's a part of architectural design. I'm adding the roundings just because I love it so much. You might not, so it's fine to choose whichever elements or enhancements are your favorite. And then I have to think obviously about the way to shade and highlight this. And I think I will do the following. Now that I did this covering, I will think about how to shade it, and I will add the shade to this top and left part, and then I will do the highlighting on the opposite part. So hopefully this looks kind of 3D. And now I need to just think about shading and highlighting the other things. So I'm going to go with the same direction. So I will use the highlights on the same side of each of these sections. like I used it in this covered part. And this is why I rotated the tile like this, so that I can, you know, be mindful about always doing this in this bottom right part. I'm sure that I might also make some oopsies as I do that. Maybe I will not be 100% consistent in doing it, but that's fine too. Let's see how it will turn out and if it will have a nice effect or not. Of course, after I'm done with these highlights, I think I might maybe add some more here. After I'm done with these highlights, I'm only doing some moderate blending. I will also do the shades, and surely I will add the shades right next to my Flux Echo first, so that I don't forget. And then I will add them to the opposite side of where my highlights are. So I'm adding shades on one side, highlights on the other, and as I add shades, I might also come back to some sections where it seems to me now, you know, that I'm adding shades, that I need some more highlights. Well, this is fun, and I totally don't know what it will look like when I'm finished, because as I said, I didn't practice this before I started drawing it. I don't think that I ever drew Sumu, at least not in, you know, this type of design, this step out, but I don't think that I ever used it at all. And it's quite lovely, but I think it's challenging for shading, at least, you know, maybe I chose an approach that's too challenging. Maybe it's me. Let me see. I'm not sure about this. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that this was the best choice, but I'm rolling with it and we'll see what happens. I'm just adding some whitest highlights with my jelly roll, and then I'll see if I feel that I need to do something besides that. I might need some more shade here, so you know my favorite approach, always add the darkest shades next to the shiniest highlights. It also applies here. And you know, it is what it is. I can't say that I have chosen the perfect approach. Surely not, but it's not bad either, you know. Kind of, you know, it's interesting. It's interesting. It's my favorite way of saying, well, I'm not too sure about it. It makes me wonder if I could have done it in a different way. So whenever you draw something like that, use it as an incentive, you know, to maybe come back to it later and then think about other ways to approach it. And there's so much to learn from each of our drawings and each of our creations. And this is actually one of my favorite parts. So I look forward to seeing what the other tanglers will do with this tangle, because I'm sure that there will be some wonderful interpretations and many things to learn from them too. But until I see them, I would like to thank you again for drawing with me, and hopefully you will join me tomorrow too. Bye!